let's look at this, bro. We know Andrew Tate. Obviously, we fucking know him. Let's go, Andy. We know how since Tate has come back to Twitter, he is now ramped up into wild conspiracy theory land, where he's, you know, out of control matrix, Christian oppression, the Satanist cult. Like, he's really going down the far right red pill bandwagon. But what was really interesting about this Twitter space, now, I'm not really a huge fan of Destiny. I do like Destiny's feist. And I do like he's got some knowledge around the subjects he speaks. And he's a great debater. But he's really offensive with his use of the R slur and his sort of character assassination-y and all the time he spends. Like even here, he's still talking to Andrew Tate. And he's always debating Sneako. He's a leftist who is consistently hanging out with the worst right-wing people. Like he reminds me of like the left-wing debater that is popular with the right-wing crowd. That's how I've always seen him, because he's a lot like them. But it was really interesting in this instance to see how Andrew Tate over here now delving into politics around Gaza and all this shit, how ignorant Andrew Tate is, where he went on Tucker Carlson's show and he still doesn't even understand why Tucker got fired from Fox News for that almost $1 billion lawsuit. Because Andrew Tate is one of the most ignorant motherfuckers on the planet, bro. He is. That guy is just brain dead, bro, just like most of his audience.
Having an opinion that went outside of the narrative of Fox News.
No, Tucker got fired because he almost cost Fox News $1 billion for lying on air. It's funny that you defend the fact that he had an original opinion. What you're actually defending is misinformation and lies, which is supposed to be something you guys are against, I thought.
Which opinion was this? That's not what I heard. Tell me, please educate me, Destiny.
The Fox News, the Dominion lawsuit. There were texts that were leaked from him where he admitted that he was lying on air about claims that Sidney Powell had made to him, and he was tired of lying to his audience about things about the Dominion voting machines being rigged.
Well, I don't know if that's a lie at all. First,
you don't know anything.
Destiny, I want to understand your
dude, Tate is like, dude, he's so phony, bro. Oh, that's not what I heard. Like, who are you talking to? Who is Andrew Tate talking to about Tucker Carlson? His fucking gardener? Like, bro, the whole Dominion shit is all out there. There's 1,000 sources to find this information. Let's just take a minute here. This right here, guys, exemplifies the problem that I have with Destiny as a leftist, okay? Look at this Twitter space. Look at who is in this fucking Twitter space, bro. All of these people, Tate, Sneako, Dom Luker, this is the fucking piece of shit guy on Twitter that posted CSAM and got briefly banned and unbanned. This is Matt Wallace, who spreads nothing but conspiracy theories. This guy, right? Yeah, I'm blocked. He didn't like me because I set his ass straight. You got Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines. You got Nick Fuentes. You got Tristan Tate. All of these people. You got the Krassensteins, who are liberals, right? I mean, right-wingers call them liberals, but if you go and look at their Twitter, it is nothing but complete fucking pandering for Elon Musk and occasionally appearing like left-wing. But all of these people and fucking Alex Jones and Mario, these guys are all deeply right-wing people. And then you have Destiny, the one leftist. And now I get it. He is the left-wing debater, and him punking on these people is a strong part of his content. But the fact that he spends so much time interacting with these guys, and he's always the leftist who gets invited in there, it's like he's one of them. Real leftists would not even want to sit in this fucking grab bag of shitheads. This is like a Joe Rogan kind of deal. Like Joe Rogan's the guy who would fucking have all of these people on his show and then tell you, no, he's really fair and balanced. If you're sharing a stage with Andrew Tate and, you know, Nick Fuentes, this is the crowd they're playing to.
Sorry, brother. I have to go, so I just want to ask a really quick question. Destiny, I want to understand your worldview, because you and I have a different worldview, it seems, especially on girlfriends, etc. But we won't go down that path. Do you think it would be prudent and professional for a country to allow its state broadcaster, which speaks to its populace.
Why does Andrew Tate sound like he has a lisp all of a sudden? When did that start?
Destiny, I want to understand
Destiny.
your worldview.
Dude, when did Tate get a lisp? He got new veneers? Did he really? Is he getting work on his teeth? Is he getting some gender affirming care? Dude, Tate's out there getting the Belle Delphine special, bro. He's gonna get his braces and shit. Is that actually true? I mean, I could see it. Okay, let's see.
Tucker got fired because he almost.
Didn't Tucker get fired for having an opinion that went outside of the narrative?
No, Tucker got fired because he almost cost Fox News $1 billion for lying on air. It's funny that you defend the fact that he had an original opinion. What you're actually defending is misinformation and lies, which is supposed to be something you guys are against, I thought.
Which opinion was this? That's not what I heard. Tell me.
The Fox News, the Dominion lawsuit. There were texts that were leaked from him where he admitted that he was lying on air about claims that Sidney Powell had made to him, and he was tired of lying to his audience about things about the Dominion voting machines being rigged.
Dude, the Fox thing was like a sea of lies. It was nothing but lies. That was the crux of the case. Is they went on a long narrative on multiple shows saying that the Dominion voting machines were compromised, the election was fraudulent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. While behind the scenes, they were all like, how long do we have to keep doing this? They knew Sidney Powell was full of shit, okay? All the lawsuits that Sidney Powell was a part of were full of crap.
Audience about things about the Dominion voting machines being rigged.
Well, I don't know if that's
you don't know anything because you don't read
personally,
media. That's why you're out here saying things like they get marching orders from everybody. You don't know how any of these media companies are structured. You don't know where the teams get their information from. People that work in media are the most like social media hungry people in the universe. You think that all these people in all these networks across all these countries are getting fed the same marching orders and nobody's leaked anything, nobody's complained about anything, nobody's said anything? And why do
we see this is the shit that I do appreciate Destiny calling him out for this, okay? Because the conspiracy theory thing that's going on right now is really getting out of hand, okay? Where now it's like the right-wing thing to do is to have some outrageous conspiracy theory that doesn't make any sense and there's no fucking proof and they're completely actually basically illiterate of what's actually fucking going on. Like with Andrew Tate here, he's sitting here talking about Tucker Carlson, talking about Fox News, talking about media companies, talking about all this shit, but he has done 0 fucking seconds of actual research. I don't even know where he's getting his information from. Probably from some replies on Twitter or commentary in a Rumble stream. But he's not looking at any of the actual information. He's not looking at court documents. He's not consuming 10 different media outlets and then parsing the information from that. His whole thing is like some speculative thing. Ooh, Tucker said things that were outside the normal belief system, so they fired him. And it's like, oh yeah, that sounds great. That's a great story, but that's not what actually happened. The same way that his story about the satanic cult that offered him like $1 billion to join and become a leftist, and Tate said, no, I won't. I'm going to be this freedom fighter, anti-matrix guy, and maybe one day I'll tell you who those Satanists were. Yeah, it's a real great fucking story. But you know what? No one's going to fucking believe that shit except ignorant, paint-huffing teenage dudes that just needed fucking daddy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
Do we think that mainstream media is any more insulated from these problems than alternative media is? You guys will make fun of the marching orders from mainstream media, but I bet every single alternative media guy in here is anti-vax, thinks COVID came from a bioweapons lab, thinks that Russia has a right to invade Ukraine, thinks that all the charges against Donald Trump are made up, thinks that we shouldn't be supporting Israel. Like, you guys have literally copy-pasted the same opinions between every single one of you, and you guys are talking like an army of NPCs about how the mainstream media gives you like fabricated opinions. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Dude, that is so accurate right there. That was actually a really good takedown there.
Tucker Carlson said the exact same thing, that he had basically full editorial privileges.
Didn't Tucker get...
Dude, I can't listen to Ed Krassenstein's voice, bro. I don't want to be judgmental. I want to rise above and not judge people, but like considering the shit I see him say on Twitter like all day long, constantly giving Elon a fucking handy and saying like the dumbest shit just so he can talk to people in his replies and rack up that ad revenue. When I hear Krassenstein, when I hear these two guys talk, dude, it just kills me.
I'm about to call you an idiot. Because you're an idiot, sir.
There's Andy.
Tucker Carlson said
This new list.
same thing, that he had basically full editorial privileges.
Didn't Tucker get fired for having an opinion that went outside of the narrative?
No, Tucker got fired because he almost cost.
That went outside the narrative. Oh, there it is. But that's all we got, though. What Destiny, as much as I think Destiny sometimes is a hack job, okay? Or not even a hack job, because he makes really great, legitimate points. He just spends a lot of time hanging out with these right-wing MFers. But he made a huge good point there that these far-right guys, these alt-right guys, like to consistently portray this idea of the mainstream media narrative, okay? The MSN, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at every one of these guys, whenever there's a right-wing event that comes down, every one of these guys will parrot the exact same opinion about everything. Like something comes out and every right winger will grasp onto it. They all like circle their wagons around certain narratives and they do not ever stray or deflect from those narratives. They remain completely consistent. And in the mainstream media, there are people, you know, right wing and left wing and independent, and there are people that exist under many different umbrellas, all pursuing, looking at many different sides of media events. Okay, the mainstream media is not just liberals. It has never been. It's hugely conservative based as well. And in fact, some outlets like the New York Times and shit, and ever increasingly even outlets like CNN, they have been going to more right-wing coddling angles because I think it generates a lot more interaction for them. It gets right-wing people consuming their media in addition to the left-wing people coming in hugely irritated by these bullshit right-wing slants.